Welcome to Skinner and Chalmers' weekly roast. Today, into the woods, searching for the Memefield swamp mystery.
Well, Chalmers. Looks like we've got a new mayor in town. Big congratulations to Van Goat.
Ah, yes, Van Goat. I have to say, I didn't expect a goat-themed campaign to be so successful. I just say vote vet, but here we are, huh?
Who knew Memefield would be led by a goat? Well, they've certainly made their mark, that's for sure. I mean, I don't think anyone will forget the Green Goat Initiative anytime soon. And that victory speech, inspirational. Although it was a long neck and neck race, the candidates had almost equal shares of the vote. Van Goat only had one more vote. Unbelievable. Now we want to know from you, Van Goat, if you're listening, who do you want to form a coalition with? You probably won't get around to that.
Indeed, we want to know. And yes, inspirational might be a bit of a stretch for that speech. I was just waiting for them to start chewing the podium halfway through. I'm still amazed we had that whole ballot eating scandal. What was it, Mr. Fuzzy Butts and his goat gang devouring ballots?
Oh, don't remind me. Mr. Fuzzybutt was just sampling democracy. He didn't eat that many ballots. Besides, the recount cleared it up, right?
Sure, because nothing says clean election like a bunch of goats snacking on the evidence. But in the end, Van Goat won fair and square, or at least whatever ballots were left.
Maybe it was part of this strategy. The whole goats for change thing. I mean, it worked. Now we've got a mayor who can literally eat the opposition.
If that's not effective governance, I don't know what is. I'm curious to see how Van Goat's administration will shape up. What's their first order of business? Installing salt lick stations around town?
Don't joke. I heard they're pushing for a greener Memefield, maybe even some pasture reforms. And then there's the big Halloween plans. They're going all out this year.
Oh, all right, Halloween. I forgot that Van Goat's campaign also involved spooky sustainability. I've heard rumors about a haunted hayride, eco-friendly pumpkin carving. What else are they up to?
Well, speaking of spooky, I think it's the perfect time for us to get into the Halloween spirit. Don't you think? Do you know what that means?
Oh, I have a bad feeling about this.
Oh, come on, don't pretend you don't love it. Tonight, we're heading into the Memefield forest to investigate the legend of the Memefield Island swamp monster.
Of course we are, because why wouldn't we go looking for a mythical swamp creature in the middle of the night?
Exactly, it's practically tradition at this point. Every year, some brave souls. This year, us. Go out into the dark, creepy forest to see if we can catch a glimpse of the elusive swamp monster.
Brave souls, huh? More like foolish. You know, the last time someone claimed they saw the swamp monster, it turned out to be Old Man Jenkins in a ghillie suit.
That was a classic. But listen, the legend's still alive, and this year we're going to get to the bottom of it. And I've got the flashlight, I've got the snacks. What could go wrong?
Let me think. Wild animals getting lost, mysterious swamp creatures. Yeah, nothing could possibly go wrong.
That's the spirit. Imagine how many listeners we'll have after tonight's episode. Everyone's going to want to hear about our encounter with the Memefield Island swamp monster.
All right. I'll play along. But if we run into something big, hairy, and smelling like a wet dog, you're the one talking to it.
Deal. Now, let's tell our listeners to buckle up for a night of spine-tingling adventure and cryptid hunting. Memefield Forest, here we come.
Oh, great. Because nothing says happy Halloween like stumbling through the woods looking for a swamp Bigfoot. Can't wait.
Exactly. Now, listeners, get ready. We'll be heading into the heart of the Memefield Forest. Live to uncover the truth behind the swamp monster. Stay with us. Things are about to get scary.
And if we don't come back, just remember, it was Skinner's idea.
I'll take full credit. All right, let's do this.
Skinner and Chalmers put on their jackets and wellies because it has only been raining in Memefield recently, typical fall weather. This has flooded quite a few flower beds in the neighborhood, and old Bartholomew was not happy about the extra gardening. Anyway, Skinner and Chalmers have now arrived in the city forest.
All right, Chalmers, we've made it to the edge of Memefield Forest. Sun's almost down and the perfect time for a little swamp monster hunting, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, perfect. Just what I had in mind for a relaxing evening. I mean, who wouldn't want to wander through a creepy monster-filled forest right before Halloween?
Oh, come on. Look at those trees, the way they twist and curl. Like they're reaching out to grab you. You can practically feel the spooky vibes in the air.
Oh, I feel the vibes all right. It's like the forest itself is daring us to turn back. And hey, speaking of spooky things reaching out to grab you, when did you move your creepy living dolls from the attic into the garden shed?
Oh, those. Just a little redecorating, Chalmers, as you wished last week. They needed a change of scenery. The shed felt fitting.
And fitting. Skinner, every time I go out there for the lawnmower, I swear one of them moves. You're just making things worse. It's bad enough with them in the attic, but now they're in my domain.
They're harmless. Just a little porcelain terror to keep you on your toes. Besides, if you're afraid of the dolls, imagine how you'll feel about the swamp monster.
I'm not afraid of your dolls. I just don't trust them. There's a difference.
Right, because trusting creepy dolls is so much more rational. Now let's focus on what's ahead. Look at the way the shadows stretch over the trail. It almost looks like the trees are closing in, doesn't it?
Yeah, thanks for that. Just what I needed. More imagery of the forest literally swallowing us whole. This is starting to feel like one of those childhood ghost stories you used to tell me.
Oh, you remember those? Like the one about old man Memefield who wandered these woods at night and was never seen again. They say his spirit still haunts the forest, searching for lost travelers, just like us.
Oh, fantastic. Because what this night needed was a wandering ghost on top of a swamp monster. You really know how to set the mood, Skinner.
It's all part of the experience. I mean, look around. The wind's picking up. The leaves are rustling. It's like the forest is alive.
Alive. More like waiting. I'm telling you, it's always the quiet places like this where something jumps out when you least expect it. You've seen the horror movies?
Oh, definitely. Cue the distant howl or may a low growl. Right about now.
Don't even joke about that. We're deep enough in this forest that we'd never hear it coming. And honestly, it's too quiet. You notice that? It's like no birds, no crickets. Just silence and wind.
That's the magic of Memefield Forest. It plays tricks on you. 1 minute, it's quiet. And the next, you hear something creeping through the bushes.
Oh, great. You know what would make me feel better? If we turned back right now.
Too late. We're committed now. Besides, you said it yourself, it's all folklore, right? The Memefield Island swamp monster is just an urban legend. We'll be fine.
Yes, or just a harmless urban legend that's definitely not gonna leap out from the shadows and drag us into the swamp. I mean, what are the odds?
Slim to none, I'd say. Though we have ventured pretty far in. You'd think we'd have heard something by now?
Stop that. Look, I'm fine with spooky vibes, but let's not tempt fate here. You're the one who always says better safe than sorry.
Oh, come on. Where is your sense of adventure? Think about the listeners. They're counting on us to give them a real scare tonight. Imagine if we did come across something.
If we come across anything, I'm pushing you in front of it.
Fair enough. But I have to say, I'm getting that tingly feeling like something's watching us. Could be my imagination. Or could be.
Could be your creepy garden dolls following us, Skinner. You know how they get around.
Maybe they've got legs I don't know about. But no, seriously. This forest has a way of making you feel small. Like there's something lurking just beyond your sight.
Yeah, and I'm not liking it. The deeper we go, the more I'm starting to think those swamp monster stories have some truth to them.
Exactly. That's the spirit. We're here to investigate, after all. Who knows? Maybe we'll stumble on some clues. Or maybe the swamp monster will stumble on us.
Skinner, if anything stumbles on us tonight, you're on your own.
All right, Chalmers. Now that we're deep in the woods, let's dive into the legend. The Memefield Island swamp monster. You've heard the stories, right? Bigfoot's ugly cousin with a bad attitude.
You mean the one with glowing red eyes and an odor so foul that even the skunks turn up their noses? Yeah, I heard it a few times. Always thought it was just the locals having a laugh.
Laugh, maybe. But some of the stories are unsettling. People have claimed they've seen it stalking the swamps at night, standing over 8 feet tall, covered in muck and moss, and those glowing red eyes. They say they pierce through the dark like 2 hot coals.
And let me guess, this beast just loves hanging out in the exact forest we're wandering through right now.
Exactly. Doesn't it just add a little spice to the whole adventure?
Yeah, because what this night needed was the possibility of an 8 8-foot smelly cryptid lurking in the shadows. Fantastic.
Well, there's more to the legend. They say it's not just a mindless beast. It's territorial. It guards its part of the forest like a bouncer at a swampy nightclub.
Oh, so now we've ticked off a giant smelly forest bouncer. Great, just great.
Think of it this way. If we see those glowing eyes, we'll know the stories are true. Wouldn't that be something?
Oh, sure, Skinner. Seeing glowing eyes would be a delight. Right before it tears us limb from limb.
Now, don't be so dramatic. Besides, some people swear it's harmless. Scary, sure, but it's never actually attacked anyone.
And we're supposed to believe that. Just because nobody's been eaten yet doesn't mean we're in the clear.
I'll give you that. There have been plenty of sightings over the years. People claim to have seen it watching them from the trees or wading through the swamp at dusk, but it always disappears before anyone can get close enough.
Yeah, well, I don't plan on getting close to anything tonight. The fact that we're standing in the heart of this forest, surrounded by God knows what, is unsettling enough. I mean, look at this place, the trees, the stillness. It's like something's waiting to jump out.
Suddenly, there's a rustling in the bushes nearby. Both Skinner and Chalmers freeze.
Did you hear that?
Oh, I definitely heard that. Skinner, that's the swamp monster, I swear.
The rustling grows louder, and then two familiar figures emerge from the darkness, Sonic and Shadow.
Hey, guys! Didn't mean to crash your little spooky stroll.
You two look like you've seen a ghost.
Sonic, Shadow, what in the world are you two doing out here?
Just thought we'd check out the legend for ourselves. You know how it is. Halloween season and all. Figured we'd see if the swamp monster's up for a race.
Or if it's just another tall Teoh.
Well, you sure gave us a scare. For a second there, I thought we were about to become swamp monster bait.
Yeah, thanks for shaving a few years off my life with that little stunt.
No worries. We'll let you guys get back to your investigation. We don't want to steal your thunder.
Just be careful. You never know what's really lurking in the shadows out here.
Right? Have fun with the swamp monster hunting. Maybe we'll catch up with you guys later. Or maybe we'll see those glowing red eyes first. Good luck.
With a playful wink, Sonic and Shadow disappear into the forest, their figures fading into the darkness.
Well, that was unexpected.
Yeah, unexpected is putting it lightly. But now that they're gone, it's back to just us in the creepy forest. Perfect.
And the swamp monster. Don't forget the swamp monster.
Oh, how could I forget? It's practically breathing down our necks at this point.
Well, keep your eyes peeled. If those red eyes are real, we might just have the encounter of a lifetime.
Skinner, if we see those red eyes, I'm running. No questions asked.
Deal. Just make sure you don't leave me behind.
Oh, no way. I'll drag you along, for better or worse.
Yeah, Chalmers. Before we go deeper into the woods, we should tell our listeners more about the monster itself. You know, the Memefield Island swamp monster's lore is pretty close to the Honey Island swamp monster down in Louisiana. The stories go back to the 1960s when two hunters claimed they first saw it prowling around the swamp. They said it was this ape-like creature with webbed feet, big, nasty, and covered in matted hair.
Webbed feet. So what? Bigfoot's cousin evolved to go for a swim every now and then?
That's one theory. Some people think it adapted to the swampy environment, others say. And this is where it gets weird, that it's the result of some bizarre experiment gone wrong. Like something out of one of those bad horror movies.
Oh, you mean the ones with mad scientists stitching together chimps and alligators? Please tell me it doesn't get that ridiculous.
Oh, it does. There's this old story about a train wreck in the early 1900s. It was supposedly carrying exotic animals from a traveling circus, and when it derailed near the Pearl River, the animals escaped, according to legend. Some of the chimpanzees survived, and get this, they interbred with alligators. Not our pet alligators, though.
That's scientifically impossible, Skinner. Monkeys and alligators. Come on.
I know. But hey, that's the beauty of urban legends, right? They don't have to make sense. People swear they've seen it, though. Huge, like 7 feet tall, weighing 400 pounds, and always with those creepy glowing eyes. And the smell, Chalmers. They say it reeks of death.
Yeah, well, standing out here in the dark with all this, it's hard not to buy into that kind of thing. I mean, who's to say we're not being watched right now by something?
Don't worry, if anything shows up, we'll be the first ones to catch it, right after we run screaming in the other direction.
Oh, I'll be screaming all right. and I won't stop until we're halfway back to town.
You'll have to beat me to it. But seriously, there have been sightings. The most famous one was in 1963. Two guys, Harlan Ford and Billy Mills, saw the thing near an abandoned cabin in the Honey Island swamp. It locked eyes with them for just a moment before vanishing into the trees.
That's chilling. And you're saying people believe this thing's here? In our forest?
People around here say the Memefield version's no different. It's just adapted to our woods and swamp. Maybe it's real. Maybe it's just a spooky tale to keep kids from wandering too far into the forest at night. Probably a measure to save the local police money. I mean, a search operation like that is damn expensive, but hey, that's what we're here to find out, right?
Yeah, find out. I just hope we don't end up like those hunters.
Don't worry, Chalmers. If we see those red eyes tonight, you'll have the story of a lifetime.
And assuming we live to tell it.
At this point, a weird cracking sound can be heard.
Did you hear that?
Oh, come on, Skinner. It's probably just, I don't know, a deer or something. Forests have animals, you know.
That didn't sound like a deer, Chalmers. It was more like a growl.
Well, maybe it's a really hungry deer. Look, we're in the woods at night. Of course, things are going to sound creepy.
Yeah, creepy's one thing, but that sounded like it was right behind us.
They pause, and there's a brief silence before the sound of branches cracking echoes through the trees.
Oh, what the...
Getting jumpy now, are we?
Jumping at branches, snapping is completely rational. Totally rational. Not like I'm scared of swamp monsters or anything.
Completely rational.
Look, Skinner, I'm just saying it's probably just wild animals. Maybe some raccoons or, oh man, what is that smell?
Oh, the stench of death. Remember? They say the swamp monster reeks like rotting garbage mixed with, well, despair.
Despair? Did it take out a mortgage or something?
No, but it does sound like it's been lurking in this forest for decades. And hey, don't forget the glowing red eyes. Probably out there watching us right now.
Watching us, sure. And what? Waiting for the perfect moment to jump out and ask for a selfie.
Maybe it's camera shy, but seriously, something smells awful. It's not just the swamp. It's stronger, like it's right under our noses.
Great. So now we've got a cryptid that stinks. Perfect Halloween material.
Suddenly, a loud rustle comes from a nearby bush, followed by a faint, low growl.
Okay, now that wasn't a raccoon.
Maybe. Could be a bear.
We don't get bears in Memefield. Otherwise, we would have a big problem right now.
Well, then what the hell was that?
They cautiously move closer to the source of the sound and stop when they notice large footprints in the mud.
Look at these footprints. These aren't normal.
Those aren't even footprints. They're more like, I don't know, spider tracks? What kind of Bigfoot monster has 8 legs?
That doesn't make any sense. Bigfoot's supposed to have 2 legs, not 8.
Yeah, unless we've just stumbled onto some mutant cryptid spider thing.
And those claw marks on the trees, they're high up. Whatever made these was big, but spiders don't leave claw marks, do they?
No, they don't. But clearly something big with too many legs has been here, and it smells like death and gym socks. We should probably head back now, right?
You want to run now, don't you?
No, I want to sprint. Full on screaming, get the hell out of here, sprint.
Come on, Chalmers. Let's just figure out what this is. I mean, we've got our evidence now. Footprints, claw marks, that god-awful smell. All we need is the actual monster to show up.
All right, let's wait for the monster to show up. Fantastic idea. That always ends well in horror movies.
Another loud snap of branches comes from behind them.
Skinner, if that's a trick you're pulling, now's really not the time.
That wasn't me.
Oh God, what if it's actually here?
Well, we wanted to see the swamp monster, right? Looks like we're getting closer to the truth.
Yeah, well, I don't want to be close enough to smell it. Let's head back. We've got plenty to scare our listeners already, okay?
All right. We'll head back, but admit it, this was fun.
Oh, a blast. Let's never do it again.
We'll see. Chalmers, do you see that?
Oh, I see it. But I really wish I didn't.
It's the swamp monster.
The massive figure looms in front of them, towering above, half hidden by the mist. It's covered in matted hair, its red eyes glowing faintly in the dark. A low growl escapes its throat as it reaches out an arm toward them.
We're gonna die. This is it. We're cryptid, Chow.
Press against the rock. Please. me. It won't see us.
The creature's enormous hand stretches closer, its sharp claws reflecting the faint moonlight. Skinner and Chalmers are pinned against the rock, barely breathing.
Oh, God, it's coming closer. What do we do?
I don't know. I thought this was just some local legend.
The monster moves closer, but instead of grabbing them, it casually leans one massive arm against a nearby tree, as if taking a break. The air around them goes completely silent for a second before...
Oh, can you guys chill out for like 2 seconds?
Wait, what?
Didn't just talk.
Yeah, I can talk, bro. What? You think just 'cause I'm a swamp monster I can't have communication skills? No key a downer.
We thought you were going to, well, you know.
Rip us apart, eat us alive. Standard swamp monster things.
Dude, I get that all the time. Seriously, what is it with you people? You hear one legend and suddenly everyone's showing up trying to see me. Do you know how hard it is to get some peace around here?
But aren't you supposed to be like this big, terrifying creature that stalks the forest and...
Stalks the forest. Blah, blah. Stench of death, yeah. Yeah. I know the drill, but that's old news, man. I just want to chill.
Chill?
Yeah, enjoy the nature and stuff. Is that too much to ask? I mean, look at me. I even went and bought this stupid overpriced stench of death perfume, thinking it'd keep people away. But no, more people come by. They're all like, oh, look, it's the swamp monster. Like I'm some kind of tourist attraction. Probably think I'm Slenderman or some such nonsense. Which is stupid because Slender has just moved.
You? And you bought perfume?
Yeah, from some guy online. Total ripoff, by the way. Thought I'd smell all cryptid and keep folks away, but now I just smell like someone forgot to take out the trash for a month. And you guys, walking right in like it's some kind of free, for all in my backyard. Honestly, sorry guys, it's kind of exhausting.
I gotta admit, I wasn't expecting this.
Ming, neither was I. So what do you do when you're not, huh? Ooh, scaring the locals.
Well, I work shifts actually. I'm off at night, hence the whole clearing my head in the woods thing. I do some light maintenance during the day. People don't see me because they would freak out. You know, regular stuff. I just want some peace at night, but people keep showing up trying to investigate me.
I feel that. Sometimes I just want to be left alone too.
Exactly. But instead of relaxing, I've got hikers, cryptid hunters, ghost investigators, the monster hunter, and now you two, showing up to find the swamp monster. Sorry for being direct, but honestly, how about letting the old swamp eye find some chill for once, huh?
Fair point. So, what are you saying? You want people to stop coming here?
Nah, not entirely. I get that folks like the thrill. The whole Halloween spook thing, the kids love it. But can we regulate it a bit? Like, you know, have specific visiting hours or something? Maybe limit the scaring to between, I don't know, 9 p.m. and 1. After that, I'd appreciate some downtime. Is that too much to ask?
So, we're talking about scheduled scares now.
Yeah. I mean, I'm still cool with freaking people out from time to time, but let's keep it organized. Scare them, then clock out. It's a win-win. I get my piece. They get their horror story, Instagram story and stuff.
You know, that might just work. We'll send out the message.
Thanks, man. That would be awesome. And hey, if you ever need a monster for a party or something, I'm available. Just let me know in advance.
Duly noted.
Alright, well, I'm gonna head back to my spot and try to salvage the rest of my night. You too. Well, take care. Was nice talking from time to time. And next time, maybe bring snacks.
Sure thing, Swampy.
Have a good one. Have a good one.
Later, dudes. And remember, stick to visiting hours. And you can let go of the stone. It will hold without you. See ya.
Will do.
As Swampy disappears into the mist, Skinner and Chalmers exchange a glance, both still processing what just happened.
Well, that was not what I expected.
We came for the horror, but we left with a new friend.
Honestly, I kinda like Swamp Eye.
Oh, hey, wait a sec.
What now?
Oh no, not more.
Before I head off, what's with these weird marks in the ground? I thought you guys did this, but it looks like some kind of big spider or, I don't know, something real creepy.
Marks. What marks?
Swampy gestures toward the strange imprints in the ground, 8 deep, spindly tracks leading into the forest.
Yeah, right here. I've never seen anything like it. And trust me, I've seen a lot of weird stuff out here and now the other monsters. If you didn't make these, then what did? Not again a new neighbor. That moth man dude is annoying enough.
Wait. You didn't make them?
Nah, man. Not my style. Too many legs way too. I don't know, creepy.
So, if you didn't make them, then what did?
There's a long, tense pause as Skinner, Chalmers, and Swampy all stare at the eerie tracks in the mud, the realization sinking in.
Yeah, know what? I think we've had enough adventure for tonight.
Agreed. Well, just head back home now.
Good call. You two stay safe. I will, well, keep an eye on whatever that is. And maybe get a welcome present or something. Let's see what the wallet says.
Thanks, Swampy. We're just gonna leave right now.
Right now. Definitely.
Skinner and Chalmers quickly make their way out of the forest, casting one last nervous glance at the mysterious tracks before disappearing into the night.
Enough sweating for one horror session, huh?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely enough.
They continue back toward the safety of home, leaving behind the eerie mystery of the strange tracks, and one very confused, slightly annoyed swamp monster.
Well, we made it. Back home. Alive. Barely.
I don't know if I've ever been so happy to see this couch. My legs are jelly, and my heart's still pounding.
That was something, huh? From almost getting mauled by a giant swamp monster to, well, finding out he just wants to chill in peace.
Yeah, Swampy, the misunderstood creature of the forest. Who knew he just needed a break from all the curious townies?
I did not expect that ending. But those tracks, what do you think made them?
Don't even remind me. Whatever it is, it's not our problem anymore. At least not tonight.
True. I think that trip put me right in the Halloween spirit, though. A little bit of horror, a little bit of confusion, and a lot of running for our lives. Classic Halloween.
Yeah, fun, spooky. And now I'm ready for a nice, calm movie night. No monsters, no weird spider tracks. Just popcorn and nothing jumping out at me.
Agreed. But hey, if any of you out there listening want to explore Memefield's Halloween events, go for it. Oh, maybe steer clear of the forest.
Yeah, because you never know. Something might be lurking in the shadows. Or maybe just a very annoyed swamp monster who's had enough for one night.
Either way, be careful out there. And have a happy, and hopefully not too terrifying, Halloween.
Yep, stay safe, folks. And keep the spooky stories alive.
Until next time.
Definitely next time. Without the weird tracks in the woods.